Hello guys. Let me just pull up the chat on my laptop. As you can see, I remembered my spectacles so that I will be able to read your comments. Welcome to the fish room. I am Rachel O'Leary and I started a challenge yesterday. I woke up yesterday morning and I was just like, I had this idea that it would be really fun to try and set up a tank literally from my scraps. Now I know in the comments from yesterday's video, a lot of people said that I have an unfair advantage because I have so many supplies. So I decided to make it a bit trickier for myself. I only allowed myself to use things that were literally touching the floor, and they had to have been used before in an aquarium. So I thought it would be just a fun thing. And I had mentioned it to Joey yesterday because I honestly wasn't sure if it was even a good idea. Hi, Nathan, Simply Shrimps. But it just sounded so fun to me. And I thought it would be something that a lot of you could do or other creators could do. I mean, I mentioned yesterday, I've been having a really hard time like organizing my thoughts and staying focused and staying on task. I mean, I always work from home, but this is like, it's just such a crazy time that I thought this would be a really fun thing. And if people want to tag me on Instagram if they do it, or if they want to send me footage to my email address through Google Drive, then I can share it that way. Joey he really did a good job yesterday. It was so fun to watch him build that and listen to him giggle and like just, really have fun. And that's what I want this challenge to be. I don't expect anyone to make like aquascapes. It's just supposed to be something to do and something to share and something fun, So I reached out to a few people and asked them if they would participate. I would love to see all different kinds of aquariums made, I was tagged on Instagram from some saltwater people. I thought that was really cool. I mean, it could be terrariums. Maybe we should holler at Serpa Design and get in his comment section and ask him to play along. I want to see what AquaPro's Fish Tank Mike is going to do. I want to see what Dustin would do. He has a ghetto tank video. I want to see what Bob from Steamfod Aquatics wants to do. I just think it'll be like a super fun thing that we can do right now that is not too heavy, that does not take up too much of our brain space, and just have fun. So I was literally crawling around on my floor on my hands and knees this morning trying to find materials that were literally on the floor. And the funny part of the challenge was like all the rocks that are on my floor are from when I redid the 150-gallon hill stream. So they're huge, and I'm working with a 20-gallon long. So I'll show you guys the tank here in a few minutes. I wanted to pay attention to the comments a bit. The tank is pretty clunky, but I did what I could do. I think it was really fun, and I'm looking forward to like shopping in my fish room for fish to put in it. I think I want to try and build a little community aquarium for you guys. I know I most often use larger tanks, so I thought the 20 long would be more like something that you guys may have at home. But yeah, this is all just supposed to be lighthearted. It's not a competition, scrapping or scaping from scraps or scrapscape. I just thought it would be something fun that we could all do, involve a bunch of creators, involve a bunch of you guys, and just try and find some lighthearted fun when we're all just stuck at home. Now, I thought about doing another one too where I use stuff from outside, but someone has a question? Mark from Mark Aquatics. You guys should go and challenge or tell people, anyone you want. I mean, reality is right now for creators that the ad revenue is so bad that it's really disheartening. So it's fun to have something like this to do that is just plain frivolous. So encourage other creators to do it. I think it could be super fun. I'm not really, Philip asked if I know of any good places to get fish online. I'm not really encouraging people to shop right now. I think it's, fish, this is a luxury hobby that we have. It is certainly not essential. The only thing I'm getting in right now is if I run out of food. Oh, Biggs is in here. Biggs did the challenge. Alex from Tank Tested did the challenge. Both of their videos came out today, so I encourage you guys to go show them some love. And I filmed this morning the creation I made, and I'm going to include some clips of some of the people that have already taken the challenge. I mean, they all beat me to it, and it was my idea. I literally just had this idea yesterday, and I mean, Joey, Biggs, and Alex all put their tank together before I did it. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I just think it's something that we can all do. You guys too, for real. Like, just, you know, play around, have some fun, laugh at yourself. Like, I was cracking up when I was like trying to fit underneath my racks here. I am not a tiny, I mean, I'm a short person, but I'm not a tiny person. And I was trying to fit underneath all the drain stuff, and I had cobwebs in my hair, and then I overflowed a tank and it soaked me. So it was just a fun time. Nathan asked, Simply Shrimps asked if you have to add water. Joey didn't. I mean, he did, but then it leaked. I mean, this can be anything you want it to be. The only thing that I think is important is that we only use stuff that we already have. You know, play around with what you've got. I'm certainly not encouraging anyone to shop or go out right now. This is meant to be a stay-at-home challenge, just something fun. So you can take it in any direction you want. Build a wabikusa. I asked Jack from Studio Aquatica if he wanted to play and make a wabikusa in one of his vessels out of scraps. So, you know, I don't know. I just want it to be fun. I want us to laugh, and I want it to be frivolous, and I want it to be a way for us to all engage with each other and just be lighthearted. So I am going to show you that tank. It's covered with air bubbles because it's literally only been full for about an hour. But we'll try and take a look. And I'm an idiot. Like, I picked a tank to do this that's in my top row. So filming was a nightmare. It's always a nightmare to film in there because I have to be on a ladder, and my tripod doesn't even go tall enough to get good footage. So normally I balance myself on a ladder and my tripod on a ladder in order to film the top row of aquariums. And it's a bit, well, it's a special experience, we'll say that. Andreas Venter asked what fish I'm thinking about putting in the tank. So one of you guys had commented that it would be nice to include the live chat on these recordings later. I don't think there's a way to do that when I stream from my phone. As far as what fish, I'm not entirely sure. You know, I have a lot of species tanks around the corner. I was thinking about potentially pulling the pygmy cories out of the honeycomb catfish tank, the 55-gallon honeycomb catfish tank, or maybe the Histatus. And then I have those ember tetras in quarantine. I also have rainbows that are in quarantine. I could do rainbows and loaches. You know, I could do all kinds of things. I'd love to hear what you guys would like to see. Originally, I was going to try and turn it into a little hill stream tank, but then I realized there's not a good way to do that on the top row. I would also like to see Lucas Bretz do this challenge. I think that would be fun. He's a great guy too. Natives, Stephanie Henderson suggested natives. I do have the pygmy sunfish in quarantine, but they're going to be going out in the tubs, so I don't really want to set them up inside. They tend to do way better outdoors with all that live food. Alfredo asked if I'm shipping. No, I am trying my best to not even leave my house. We have been home since March 13th. I have left my house 3 times, and I have not been inside a store or anything. That was just to like drop food or stuff at a friend's house. So, you know, I'll resume shipping once the stay-at-home orders are lifted, but until then, I just don't think it's worth the risk to my children or to me or to people out there. It is what it is, you know. This is a crazy time. I'm trying to follow the rules and just, you know, get through this however we can, which is why, again, I thought this Scaping challenge would be so fun for everybody. So I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. I really, really hope that you will find a way to tag me or share it on I have a business Facebook page that I don't really use a whole lot. You could put it there if you're more of a Facebook person than an Instagram person. I just want to have some fun. Ew, rules. Yes, I feel the same way. MD fish tanks, yes, that is another person. Someone suggested him in the comments. I would love to see what he does with it. I know he has, you know, a bunch of materials too, so he's going to have to put some sort of handicap on it So a lot of us, you know, we get a lot of free stuff. Companies, while they don't pay us, they like to send us stuff for exposure. And I know that most of us that have any sort of following have an unfair advantage because we just have so much stuff. So that's why I did the handicap of like literally only using things that were touching the floor, because, you know, I didn't even use stuff from buckets. It had to be on my floor, which means I took it out of a tank and threw it there because I didn't want to use it. So I thought it would be, you know, more fair in that way, since I have so much stuff. I mean, I have piles and piles of brand new substrate and bags, but I didn't use any of that. In fact, I showed my video yesterday. I had like a partial bag of a Brightwell floor and substrate. It was only enough for a quarter of the tank that I did. So then I had to use pool filter sand too. And then I swept up underneath the paludarium, and there were like handfuls of gravel. So I dropped that in there to try and tie the two together. So, you know, it is definitely a showpiece, let me tell you. But it was fun. You know, I laughed, and that's all I could have hoped for from it. Thank you for the super chat, Carol. I really appreciate it. And I really am encouraging people to just stay home. I know it's hard, you know, we're all bored and we want to like shop and we want to like do something, but you know, it is what it is, right? That seems to be the theme lately. It is what it is. Ahmed Kamal asked if I think it's necessary to have an air stone in the quarantine tank, even with a sponge filter. No, I don't even know if I have an air stone. I don't think I have an air stone in any aquarium that I'm running. The only time I really use those is if I'm setting up in hotel rooms. And yes, I am the crazy fish lady that like brings supplies when I stay in hotels, because I never know what kind of fish I'm going to see in stores, or like whose fish room I'm going to visit. Maybe they have something cool and exciting that I haven't worked with. So I bring like sweater boxes, like the plastic totes, an air pump, air line, prime, a net, and fish bags and polyfilter when I travel, and set it up in my hotel room. Oh, because I'm a nut job. So, you know, next time I travel, I should do a video about that, because it's really, it's something else. Andreas Venter said it was your birthday. Happy birthday, and congratulations on your first fish tank. That is awesome. Alfredo, I could have FedEx pickup, I'm sure. But they're not. Here's the other thing about getting livestock right now is all of the carriers, FedEx, UPS, USPS, are so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that is being shipped, like necessities. You know, think about like all the drugstores that have to ship all the medications that people usually pick up. You know, Amazon Pantry, I'm sure, is going bonkers. Groceries delivery, like all of these, everybody is like buying stuff that they need. So most of the carriers are not necessarily guaranteeing delivery time. And with livestock in particular, like you don't want it to take an extra day or two in the mail. So, you know, the reality is I think it's risky to ship right now, not only to me and to my family and to all of you, but also to the well-being of the livestock. So I think it's probably better to just honestly wait. You know, plants, maybe I really want to order plants, and I'm trying to be a good girl. I really want plants for my paludarium, and it's really hard to not order them. Let's see.